Hi guys, my name is Bethany and this is a Faye in the Life. Since it is the new year and everyone is setting those New Year's resolutions to get healthy and lose weight, I thought it would be a great time to come on and share some tips that have helped me on my weight loss journey over the last 2.5 years. I'm going to share 6 tips that have helped me on my journey and that I hope can also help you. My number one tip on starting a weight loss journey is to set realistic goals. Don't go into this thinking that you're going to lose 20 pounds in a month, or if you do lose 20 pounds in that first month, that you'll be able to sustain that. It's not going to happen. Whether you're first starting out or you're recommitting, if you're on Weight Watchers or not, this applies to anything. If you are setting goals that are so far out of reach, you are setting yourself up for failure. When I first started my health journey 2.5 years ago, I was 254 pounds. I wanted to lose 100 pounds. The lowest weight I ever remember being prior to this journey was 196 pounds when I was 12 years old. I had no point of reference for what that 100-pound weight loss would look like. I've never been there before. So instead of saying, I want to lose 100 pounds in a year, I committed myself to sticking with a plan for 1 year. So when I first started in July of 2020, I committed to following a ketogenic way of eating for 1 year. And no matter what, I promised myself that I was going to stick with the plan and I was not going to deviate. It didn't matter how much weight I lost or didn't lose, I was going to commit to following that way of eating for 1 year, and I did it. I was breastfeeding at the time, so I had to do a modified keto diet and had my carbs a little bit higher. The first 6 months, I lost about 33 pounds, and then I didn't lose anything else. In July of 2021, my husband and I were both sick of eating keto. So my husband and I decided to switch to following Weight Watchers. And again, I committed myself to trying it for a year. I already knew that I could do keto for a year, which if you've done it is pretty restrictive. So I thought that this was going to be easy. I didn't expect to lose weight. I thought that I was just going to maintain. I really didn't think that it was going to work for me, but I was willing to give it an honest try. And I am so glad that I did. Switching to Weight Watchers was one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I've had great success and have reached new low weights that I have never been as an adult. I'm currently sitting between 180 and 185. Like I said earlier, the lowest weight I ever remember being prior to this journey was 196 at 12. I'm 36 years old now, and I've finally reached a semi-healthy weight. And I hope to continue towards my 100-pound goal, but honestly, I am just taking it one day at a time at this point. If I had gone into my weight loss journey expecting to lose 100 pounds in that first year, I would have been sorely disappointed. In the past, I would have just given up. So I feel that it's really important to set those realistic goals just to allow yourself to not meet them. Weight Watchers even tells you when you sign up that 0.5 pound to 2 pounds a week of weight loss is ideal. That's healthy. I'm a slow loser, so I'm closer to losing that 0.5 pound a week. Guess what? In a year, that's still 26 pounds. Set yourself those realistic goals so that you're not setting yourself up to fail. If it's easier for you to set a goal that's not scale related, such as one size smaller, that's awesome too. The scale is not the whole picture. Trust me. There have been times where I am so frustrated that the number on the scale isn't moving, but then I go to my drawer and all of my clothes are falling off of me. That speaks way more to me than the number on the scale. My second tip is going to be track everything. Even if you've been at this for a while, I find it really helpful to get back to basics every so often. A lot of times I think we can get lax in what our portion sizes are or how much we're putting into a meal. So sometimes it's really helpful for me to break out that food scale, get out the measuring cups or measuring spoons. Really weigh and measure the food that I'm putting on my plate before I eat it. Not only do we get kind of lazy as we move along in our weight loss journey, we think, oh, we've been doing this for X amount of time. I know what I'm doing. I don't need to weigh my food. I don't need to use the scale. I don't need a measuring cup. Sometimes it can be really helpful and eye-opening to go back and use those tools just like you did when you first started. If you are first starting out on Weight Watchers, I highly recommend weighing your food, using measuring cups and measuring spoons. Really see what a true portion size is. I know there have been a few times where I've gone back and started using measuring cups or spoons again, weighing my food out, and I'm surprised because what I thought was an accurate portion was actually almost double. So especially with liquids like salad dressing or coffee creamer, all of those little things can quickly add up in points if you're just eyeballing your portion sizes. So I highly recommend tracking everything. If you're just starting out, track at least for a month so you can truly get a handle on what those portion sizes are. And if you've been at this for a while, I highly recommend going back for a week or two and weighing and measuring everything out to get you back on track. My third tip for a successful weight loss journey is to use the foods you love. I know that a lot of times people will say, go in your pantry and throw out everything and start fresh. Groceries are so expensive right now, and especially having a family, there is no way that I feasibly could have gone into my pantry, gotten rid of everything, and started over. One thing that I found really helpful was to just go into my pantry with the Weight Watchers app, just start scanning everything. See what meals you could build out of what you already have. And not only is it kind of eye-opening to show you, here's what I was eating before, but it also can show you that you can make some of those foods still work while sticking with Weight Watchers. You can use real food. It doesn't have to be diet everything. It doesn't have to be non-fat everything. You can use real cheese. You can use real pasta. You just have to count for it. And maybe you're going to end up making a healthier swap somewhere else instead. So maybe for breakfast, you're having eggs and oatmeal, and then you can have that meal that has real pasta in it for dinner because you're gonna have those points that you saved in the morning. Not only that, but if you continue eating foods that you enjoy, you're going to be able to stick with this plan for longer and have more success. I think a lot of times people start a weight loss journey or plan and they restrict themselves until they get to a certain weight or a certain point. So I highly recommend if you're just starting out or if you're trying to do a reset, look at what's in your pantry, see what you can still use and incorporate in a healthy way. Use the Weight Watchers app, scan them in, check out recipes, really look at the points between what you have and what the healthier alternative is, and see if it's something that you can have a little flexibility with. My husband loves Italian food, and so we use real pasta. There are options out there like palmini or miracle noodles, but we hate the texture of them. And if I'm not going to enjoy the food that I'm cooking, then I don't want to waste my time, energy, or money. If I don't enjoy the food that I'm eating, I'm not going to be able to keep up with the program. Weight Watchers is meant to be a way of eating that can get me through life, and eating something that I don't enjoy is not the way to go. I've been on many plans where it's so restrictive, and I don't want to live like that. And I will tell you that my husband and I have both been losing weight eating real pasta and real cheese. It can be done. So if you're just starting out, don't throw everything in your pantry away. See what you can salvage and make good use of. Obviously, if you have a giant bag of Oreos and you can't have just one, then maybe you should consider getting rid of them. But in general, if you can limit yourself and you can correctly portion out your food, you can probably keep just about everything. I find it really helpful and important to make sure that I'm not swapping out too many things to make this an unsustainable way of eating. Not only has this way of eating completely changed my relationship with food, but it's given me the freedom to enjoy food again. I used to see dieting and trying to lose weight almost as a punishment. How did you let yourself gain this much weight? How did you get to this bad of a health situation? And now you have to cut out all your carbs. Now you have to cut out all soda. Now you have to cut out this and that and the next thing. And that's not a sustainable way to live. I don't know about you, but I love food. I love to cook. I love to bake. So using the foods that I love has been a game changer. Weight Watchers has really taught me portion sizes and how to measure my food intake. And in doing so, my body has adjusted to that, and it has learned that this is a healthy serving of cheese. This is a healthy serving of pasta, and I can still enjoy the foods I love. I love that Weight Watchers is not about restricting you, but it does give you those boundaries. I've been able to take tried and true recipes that I have loved my whole life and turn them into healthier versions by making healthy swaps. I can still have brownies and cookies and cupcakes. I just make a smarter choice when I'm making those. My fourth tip is drink your water. I don't care who you are, if you are dehydrated, you are not going to lose weight. A lot of times when we first start out on a weight loss journey, we will lose those large amounts of weight like I talked about before. That is water weight. So you need to be drinking plenty of water to replenish that. Not only that, drinking water has so many health benefits. It keeps you hydrated, it keeps your skin healthy, it keeps your digestion running smoothly. It's really the life source for our bodies that keeps everything running well. If you are struggling to get your water intake in, add lemon to it, add a lime to it. I get Jordan skinny syrups in their fruity flavors, and I add those to my water if I'm feeling burnt out on water. Another thing that I like to supplement my water intake is a good tea, like green tea. Green tea has lots of antioxidants in it. My local grocery store actually sells a gallon jug of unsweetened green tea. I know Arizona Tea makes a diet green tea as well that's really good. So drinking teas like that can also help hydrate you, and they provide those antioxidant benefits as well. I get asked a lot about soda. My husband almost exclusively drinks diet soda, and I get asked a lot about soda intake instead of water. It's not ideal. You shouldn't only be drinking soda, and he does drink water at night when he gets home. But he has lost almost 80 pounds, and it can be done while drinking diet soda. Now, if you're drinking regular soda, you gotta get rid of that because that is so full of sugar. I don't care what diet or way of eating you're on, it's just empty calories that you're taking in. And it's just so full of sugar that there's really no nutritional value to that soda. So if you are drinking regular soda and you can switch to diet soda, at least make that switch. But of course, overall, drinking water is the best choice. Make sure that you stay well hydrated because it will make such a huge difference. My fifth tip for being on a weight loss or health journey is not to compare yourself to others. One thing that I always found as a downfall for me was that I would see these people on shows like The Biggest Loser, or you would read in the magazine at the grocery store checkout, and they were talking about, I lost 100 pounds in 5 months, and you want that for yourself. And that's not always realistic or doable for most people. One of the most important things for me when I started this weight loss journey was to have my head in the right place. I couldn't go into this thinking that I was going to be some miracle and lose all this weight in such a short amount of time. I consider myself a slow loser, but I'm down 70 pounds. Obviously, that's not a small amount. It may be taking me a little bit longer to get to the goal I set for myself, but I don't feel restricted. I don't feel unhappy. And this is the lowest weight I've ever been in my adult life. Obviously, the plan is working. Trust the process. Sometimes it can be really hard when you see those other people who maybe started at the same time as you. It could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be somebody you see on the Weight Watchers app, it could be somebody you see in your meetings if you go to those. And it can be really discouraging and frustrating to see somebody similar to you who's losing so much more. That is not your journey. Your journey is your journey. I know that sounds so simple and basic, and you're like, come on, really? Like, that's your tip? If you can't get the mental part of weight loss, then you're not going to succeed. It's gonna take time to learn new habits. It's going to take time to lose the weight that it may have taken you years to put on. If you're like me and you've struggled with weight your whole life, that's going to take a long time to unravel those habits that you've built through your whole life. Give yourself grace. Have patience, Be kind to yourself. You are taking the first step in trying to make yourself better. You are taking that first step, which is the hardest one. I promise you it will be worth it. Just stick with it. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to you. Take pictures on that first day you step on that scale and commit to your journey. Look back on them in 6 months, you're not going to recognize that person anymore. Take measurements. Sometimes the scale is mean and it doesn't move. Trust me, if you take measurements, you'll see them change even when the scale doesn't move. I took progress pictures every week for the first 2 years, and now I do it once a month. I don't see huge changes between each month, but when I go back and look at that very first picture and compare it to now, I don't even recognize that girl anymore. Comparing yourself to someone else and their journey is only going to frustrate you and derail you and possibly lead you to just give up. If you take those pictures on the first day, you take those measurements on the first day, you remember where you were and you can look back at it, you are going to be able to see those changes no matter how small they are. I have one last tip for you, and it is so important. Celebrate the small victories and don't forget to reward yourself. Now, when I say small victories, I mean you dropped a dress size, tracked for 30 days straight, went to the gym 4 days a week all month. You met whatever goal you might set for yourself. This kind of goes back to setting realistic goals. I like to have a long-term goal and a short-term goal at the same time. Then I feel like the little short-term goals continue leading me down that path to meet that long-term goal as well. Your goal may be to stick with Weight Watchers for a year, and you started on January 1st. So your first little mini goal could be, I want to track every single day what I'm eating. When you get to January 31st and you've tracked every single day, reward yourself with something that is not food related. Go get your nails done. Go get a haircut. If you've lost a good amount of weight or you've slimmed down a little bit, go buy yourself a new pair of pants or a new shirt. Go buy yourself a new pair of shoes. Find something that's going to motivate you or excite you when you get to that goal and go for that. Then for February, set a new goal. By the end of the month, I want to track my food every single day. And when you get to the end of February and you've met your goal, go reward yourself with something else. I find that breaking up my big goal into little goals really helps keep me on track. It not only helps you build those healthy habits or get into tracking, but it also gives you something to be excited about. If I make it 31 days tracking my food every day, I get to go get my hair done. I get to go get a tattoo. I get to go buy a new pair of shoes. Whatever it is that makes you really excited or would motivate you. It's different for everyone. My advice though is not to make it food related. I wouldn't suggest doing that because I don't feel that food should be a reward. I feel that it kind of messes with your mind a little bit and it can be kind of triggering sometimes, depending on any other issues that you may have had in the past or leading up to going on this weight loss journey. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video today. I hope that you got some tips and tricks that can help you on your weight loss journey, whether you're just starting out or if you just needed a refresher or a reset. I know a lot of them were really basic, but they are super important to anyone on a weight loss or health journey. Losing weight can be such a mental trip as well. So really taking that time to check in with yourself, see how you're feeling is huge. Make sure you reward yourself along the way and don't forget to give yourself grace and patience. This is not a quick fix or a quick trip. This is a journey and you may as well enjoy the process. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure that you like it, subscribe to my channel. I do put out new videos every week and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!